You're good whenever.
Our moving topside will take off where we left off, which is this massive dive door that opens up. Really cool recessed hand grabs here, and a very large ladder that'll flip out. All the compartments on this boat are immaculate. I'm not seeing any telltale rust signs or any examples of the short period that it's spent in salt. A lot of cool little features on this boat, like this sun pad that moves out, and cool little hidden trash can. You do have a reverso pump system to auto flush all the engines. There's even an additional hookup for the generator flush system over on the port side. You've got your 30 amp shore power cords right here, power management, and then there's that reverso button with the push button for short or long flush. There is, I think, close to 30 speakers, a number of subwoofers, I think 4 or 5 amps in this boat. The sound system is absolutely insane. And there's 5 Garmin screens. So you've got the large 3 8000 series screens here. Full functionality. Right now I have the aft camera pulled up on this screen. There is a FLIR added to this boat, as well as a forward-facing camera. Then you have full function control. They did upgrade the AIS VHF to be a Class B, so send receive AIS system. All 3 of these seats are on power high lows, and then they flip up to bolster seat. So independently power actuated, so you can control each one in whatever situation you'd like. And then full C-zone switching and controls for all of your lighting systems right through the main screens as well as down below. You have a 4th screen, which is the Mercury vessel view. So whether you want to pull engine data up here or keep it controlled to just the screens, you have a number of options of how to interface depending on how you like to run the boat. You've got your VHF controls. You have an air conditioning outlet right here at the helm as well. There's tons and tons of very nice storage throughout the boat. You'll see these all throughout. Up forward is some larger spots that I'll show you that have even enough space for fenders. Storage under the seats, large floor storage, big fenders. You can see how well finished everything is. Everything is full finish, just like the hull side. So interior tops, interior buckets of all of the storage areas are fully finished. Let's finish up by going up to the bow. We'll accent there and then that end in the cabin space. But worth noting, the sea deck is all fresh as well. Just last season, done sea deck, nice footrest here, flip down bucket seats again, or the stand-up leaning post. And it's a little thing, but I do like to note this powder coating in here is all perfect. That's one of the first areas I see on any of these boats in the salt market where that starts to pit and pop out. That's not happening on this boat. It truly is immaculate. It looks almost better than brand new. You have nice recessed cup holders through here. There's lit cup holders in the back seating area, as well as USB, I think USB-C storage as well back there. On this hardtop support is the 4th Garmin screen, fully functional. Usually you're going to run that screen only, the mile per hour. Diesel fill is off the back. You have gasoline fill, fresh water, and waste up here as well. These are those large storage, so there's 2 additional further back, but then you've got some larger ones here for vests or cleaning supplies. There's a large storage down there for deck brushes or fenders or what have you. Emergency escape hatch for the cabin. And really, again, a ton of storage. So this space here goes all the way down and forward. This table I'll show you momentarily is a high-low table, so it can go up to full dining height, or in the current example, down to floor walking height. So you can imagine evenings, cocktail, kind of snack set out here, and storage, what you see on most models, but a much larger storage. So I don't know if you can see, that's at least 2.5 feet deep, full length, fully drained. And then that goes under the forward seat as well. And then you have the mirror over here of the exact same space. And again, I mean, if you look at the finish in here, so this boat wasn't final prep for detail for us for the photos. This is just how this boat is kept and maintained on any given day. The boat is planned to stay in this storage till it sells. So it'll stay just like this until we're ready for sea trials. Kind of a cool way that they did these accent lights on the floor. Not only is that pretty and lights it up, you can change it to blue, what have you, but just from an eye standpoint, as the owner or captain running the boat, instead of having higher up, which you see a lot of accent lights on different models here or around the hardtop, which is a little bit difficult on your eyes at night, especially in super low light situations. So not having that light directing your face, being able to adjust it down low in a blue or something that doesn't make your eyes dilate and lose your better night vision. One thing I did not note up on the bow was that 5th Garmin screen. So directly behind this table, you'll see another monitor. And then of course up in the bow, you've got your windlass as well as your flip up for your nav light. And again, I mean, there's 0 signs of rust or oxidation anywhere. It's truly a freshwater boat in condition. There are forward and aft spreader lights on the boat. And I'll show you one more area. So we'll put this back and then I'm going to show you the Lazarette area. The Lazarette is just as clean as the rest of the boat and extremely well maintained. You've got your Seakeeper aft, diesel generator. The Seakeeper only has 9 sea hours on it. The owners just didn't use it. This boat is very lightly used. They've never stayed overnight on it and was mainly just used as day trips or fun cruise trips when not using the big boat. So lastly, let's jump down in the cabin area and finish the final tour. So this is the Night Eagle version again. So not only do you have the power door that closes, making this cabin much larger, what I really notice, and I see this on some other models, day boats that I use, for a true family or group of friends that are going to day boat on this boat, having that separation from the port side creates the bow lounge area to be much more intimate. Almost kind of feels it's almost like a safety feeling. You've got kind of this zone that utilizes that forward space much better by having the extra space here instead of a full walkway forward right here. So not only increasing the cabin size, it's my personal preference in the style of layout on this boat. You'll see a bunch of Auroras on market, very few of the Night Eagles, which is truly, in my opinion, a much better layout for the boat, and it only adds a couple 100 pounds of weight. So down in the cabin, all of the original mattress pads, sheets, all of that are still in the factory wrap. They've never been used. You got a nice seat here. Obviously this port side seat. Tons of storage throughout the boat, or throughout the cabin, all over the place. Chargers, all of the normal systems that you'd like to see. You have a refrigerator, large TV, and then a large stand-up head. And that will convert to a shower as well. And then you have your switching panel right as you enter down. So Seakeeper panel is actually back in that cup holder area where I showed the USB and USB-C areas. The rest of the systems are here. So your main VHF, you've got an additional VHF at the helm, and then all of your main AC battery switch systems are right here, as well as some additional lights to control in the cabin area, which again can be controlled through the C-Zone and the Garmin display. But again, noting the amount of storage in here, storage across the top, around the bed, you know, under the TV, above the TV, there's tons and tons of storage, which makes this super functional. You have your Quint Mercury engine on off, and then your start stops are right on the binnacle itself. Main head unit for the Fusion control system, and then you can control the rest of the audio through the screens themselves. And again, everywhere you look, there's speakers. There's speakers, you know, up in the top of the helm here, obviously all throughout the hull, the bow, everywhere. The sound system is insane. Last thing I'm going to show you is the Sunshade Sunshade. So I'll open that. It's nice because often those are manual control where you have to push and hold the button. This one, single button push, and the sunshade extends. Up here you'll see those two aft spreader lights, the aft facing camera, and then a nice finish piece too, so it doesn't even appear to have a sunshade when you first look at the boat. It's nice and concealed. It's not a bottom mount or an exposed top mount like you see on a lot of these Sunshade systems. And I keep saying last, but one more thing. We'll take just a quick top look. You'll see this in all the drone photos and everything else, but noting just the amount of electronics and the condition here. So the top of this sunshade is just as clean as the rest of the boat, or top of the hard top rather, is just as clean as the rest of the boat. Again, you've got your spreader lights, forward facing light, the thermal camera, closed radar, and then your dual VHF antenna whips for the VHF systems. Again, this boat is as close to new as you could possibly find, especially in a 2022 for that matter. I'm very impressed with how the captain and the owner maintain this vessel, and I'm sure you'll see that too. So again, this is Brett Moomey, Skipper Bud's Yacht Sales. Give me a shout today to set a showing or get some more information on this boat.